So let's talk about the greatest game ever on the greatest weekend of football ever. Or excuse me, the greatest football weekend ever. Who wrote this? Who wrote this?
Hold up, big baby. Hold up, big baby.
I wrote it. But anyways, so we got the Bills Chiefs game. Absolutely amazing football game at the end. The beginning was meh. And then all of a sudden, we had us a barn burner at the end, an absolute barn burner of a football game, and that's all we can ask for. All we can ask is for a great flipping game, you know. And I saw this funny joke of Stephon Diggs standing on. It was a picture, a meme of Stephon Diggs watching the end of the game, right? Talking about he watched this moment last year to come back to put up 7 yards. But obviously, we all know it's bigger than one player. Receivers don't win games. They just take part in it. But let's just look at the ending of this game. In the fourth quarter, with a minute 54 left, Buffalo is up 29-26. Then with 102 left, KC goes up 33-29. Then with 13 seconds left, we have 36-33. It ends 36-36, and then the overtime is 42-36. Not 42-36, Kansas City. Now I'm not going to talk about how we did on the picks. Parlay Pete will cover that on Thursday's show, or excuse me, Wednesday's show. We'll discuss that. But here's the first thing we need to do. We need to shut up. And I'm including me. Yes, we are balling big baby, but sometimes we just need to shut up because we talk too much, and the things that we're saying are just absolutely wrong. We tried to come out and bury the Chiefs at the beginning of the year. There's a reason why you play 17 games. There's a reason why, you build and you shouldn't be judged on who you are week 1, week 5, week 6, week 7, because that might be a different person week 19, week 20. And the Kansas City Chiefs are a prime example of that because guess what? They came out early and they struggled. Little things here and there. They didn't take the easy stuff. They tried to take the top off of defenses when it wasn't there. Teams went too high safety on them, and we're like, oh my God, what happened to Kansas City? What happened to Patrick Mahomes? He's not the best quarterback in the league anymore. Aaron Rodgers, Justin Herbert, who didn't make the playoffs, Josh Allen, the guy who we just beat. Tom Brady at 45 years old. It's 44 years old, whatever. It's better than him. No, is it Russell Wilson? No, I don't know. And lo and behold, we're going into the AFC Championship, and guess who is the favorite to win the Super Bowl? Patrick flipping Mahomes. You know why? Because it's a long season, and just because you're not great today does not mean you're not great. Maybe he was working through some things. Maybe they were trying to, they were doing some trial and error with the offense to figure out what direction they wanted to go long term because there is new personnel there. They don't have Sammy Watkins anymore. They did add Jerick McKinnon later in the season. They did have a Clyde Edwards-Helaire who they're trying to utilize. The defense was not doing what they had done in previous years. There's a lot of things that's at work here. And maybe they just got healthy. And they became the best team in the league. Maybe that's what happened. And we should take that into consideration more. Instead of having these overreactions. Oh, let's react. I got to be first. I got to be right. Maybe we should just sit back and say, you know what? I don't like what I see right now, but let's be patient. And I became anti-Chiefs because I heard Nick Wright But he was right. And like I said last week with Parlay Pete, don't overthink the room. Right is right. Wrong is wrong. So if something is right, you got to accept it. But man, oh man, we've got to shut up sometimes because I think about, even with me with Josh Allen, I said Josh Allen turned into Josh Allen because Josh Allen has been wildly inconsistent throughout the year. He had his great games, then he had his terrible games. And guess what the heck he had this week? He had a great freaking game on the biggest stage, probably going to get the biggest rating of any game all playoffs after Dallas and the 49ers set a freaking record. a recent record or whatever, 41 million, I believe. He's gonna come. This game is probably gonna have a bigger rating. Why? Because we had the two of the best quarterbacks in the league, probably the two best playoff quarterbacks going at it, and looking good doing it, especially down the stretch when it really mattered, man. You gotta love it. But I'll tell you what, man. Josh Allen, I said Josh Allen would turn into Josh Allen, but guess what? Josh Allen really did turn into Josh Allen. He turned into a quarterback who gets better and better year in and year out. He is improving on what he does well and what he does poorly each and every year. And the more and more Dayball is calling plays for him, he's getting a better feel for who Josh Allen is, and that's showing on the field. Like I told some friends last night, he's good Cam Newton. But I wake up this morning and I say, you know what? He's not good Cam Newton. He's accurate Cam Newton. Because, yes, Cam Newton was good, but he just wasn't accurate. Josh Allen came into the league not accurate, but we didn't think he'd be the runner that he is. And I'm not saying he's faster than Cam Newton, but he has every bit of that same hose. He has every bit of that same body type. And he's making multiple playoff runs. Yeah, I got it. He's getting put out in the divisional round, but you got to contextualize that, you know. People talk about quarterback wins all the time, and quarterback wins are important, but who did the quarterback lose to and how did they lose? I can't just take a quarterback's record, especially a playoff record, and go, oh, man, his playoff record is this, and this. Well, I mean, sure, but who did he lose to and how did he lose? Because there are some games that Aaron Rodgers has won in his career that are way less respectable than some games that he's lost in his playoff career. But we'll get to Aaron Rodgers a little bit later. So can you really knock Josh Allen for them losing this game? I can't. And if you do, let's not talk football anymore. You know what I mean? Here's what I need you to do. I need you to stop watching the sport. Go watch a Pee Wee football. Go watch a Pop Warner. And you talk about that to people who don't care. Because you can't talk about the NFL if you want to talk about quarterback wins and quarterback losses in a game like that when both quarterbacks, hey, man, they did it. They did what their teams needed for them to win. But the problem is coaching. Sometimes coaching matters, believe it or not. Sometimes defense matters. Sometimes fronts matter. Sometimes special teams matter in this game. Sometimes game management, play calling, and clock management matters in games. You'd be shocked. A lot of times we want to just dummy it down to quarterback play, but no. It's deeper than that. But we'll get into that a little bit later. And the thing is, let's talk about the last 13 seconds. Chiefs go up. Not the Chiefs, excuse me. The Bills go up 36-33 with 13 seconds left, and you're kicking off to the Chiefs. The fear is that they're going to kick the ball to Tyreek Hill. I don't care if Tyreek Hill's back there, Usain Bolt's back there, Dante Hall's back there. You know what I mean? Name the kick returner. I don't care who's back there. You got to put that ball in play because you've got to burn some time. Understand that they had 13 seconds left, which is the same amount of time that Dak Prescott took to run that quarterback draw. 13 seconds is a long time, but it's also not that much, if you understand what I'm saying. I know I said contradicting statements, but if you understand football, you understand where I'm coming from. If the more and more you bleed that clock, it's not a lot of time. It's 2 plays tops. But kickoff, then 2 plays. But if you don't run off any time with the kick and you got Patrick Mahomes back there and you got Tyreek Hill, you got Travis Kelce, then you know what? It's a lot of time. And obviously, it was enough. You know, and what happened? The Bills allowed, for one, they didn't squib it. And I didn't double check this, but from the information I got, I think I got this from the Greenlight podcast from Chris Long, excuse me. Sorry, Chris Long. A huge fan. Sorry, I forgot your name. But anyways, off Chris Long's podcast, he discussed that Tyreek wasn't back there. I'm pretty sure I got that from his podcast. Tyreek wasn't even back there. But even if he is, you squib kick it, man. You have to squib kick it. You have to run some time off. They kick it out of the end zone. They're on the 25-yard line. Again, are the odds good? No, they're not good. But shit, you got to play to win the game. Like Herm Edwards said, you play to win the game. And what happens? You see the Bills defense McDermott, Leslie Frazier. McDermott, you're the head coach now. Leslie, you're the DC. But both of y'all have been head coaches. Both of y'all have been DC. So I expect y'all to make the best decision for your team to win in this situation. Why? Because you've done it all season. You've done it together. And that's your freaking job. And apparently they're guarding the sidelines. And it's like, hey, man, they have 3 timeouts. Play normal defense. Play to win the game. Play to make stops and keep them out of field goal range. But that's not what happens. Travis Kelce kills them. You know, the drive before when they went up, Tyreek Hill kills them. You understand what I'm saying? So I just find it crazy. I find it unacceptable that the Bills allow the Chiefs' best players to beat them. You can't allow Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill to beat you down the stretch. It's one thing if Patrick Mahomes does it to Jerick McKinnon, to Clyde Edwards-Helaire, to that backup tight end who received the snap, which is Andy Reid. Golly, don't outthink the room. We get it. You can craft up plays, but sometimes do what works. Give the ball to the people who should get the ball because they're the best. Let them beat you, but you cannot let Travis Kelce, you cannot let Tyreek Hill beat you. You can't do that. And if that's your game plan is wrong. Now, can I tell you a better game plan? No, sure can't. But I can tell you what, that the game plan that you did wasn't good enough. By letting those guys in the biggest moments be open, to be able to make plays. No, they can't. You can't do it.